Hello everyone, welcome to this video. My name is Jack McCarthy. I'm the creator of Live TT Scoreboard. This is a personal project for me that I've been working on for about 6 months, and the purpose of it is to be able to share live results in a table tennis match or tournament, either with your friends or an official thing with USATT or even anything around the world. It is based in the US, but it could possibly be used globally. This is not a tournament management software or application. It is basically just for displaying results of tables. So just to keep that in mind. So on my right hand side here I have my main website, the livettscoreboard.com, and you can go here for basically updates and stuff like that here. One of my first kind of how-to videos is how to create a tournament and allow others to keep score. So this is basically the whole sort of purpose of this application, is to create a tournament and allow other people who are participating in the tournament or just keeping score or umpiring or volunteering to be able to keep score on multiple tables, and it all kind of showing up on one web page. So let's go ahead and get into it. I have an Android phone right here, and let's go ahead and open up the application. Right, so it's going to come to this loading screen, and then the very first screen is going to be, as of right now, because this is basically at launch, a lot of this is just stuff I made up, but later on it will be filled up with actual tournaments and whatnot. So basically on this tab, this is just seeing what is current and or what is coming up. If we hit the button here, the menu button, we'll have a drawer that will open, and the real core of the application is here in my tournaments. So give me 1 second to log in here. Alright, so I was able to log in, and I have all of the tournaments that I have created. Some of them here you saw earlier. So let's just go ahead. So this application, so this is a tournament that I created, and here on our main website I have the tab right here that is the tournament results, and this will take us to the tournament results website where you actually get the results live from the tournament. So in this case, let's go to Jack's pool party that he actually had not too long ago, and this is something someone just wrote as the table name. So, but anyway, so as you can see here, if we want to basically view the tournament, we can just hit view tournament, and it will take us to a page that basically shows us what is going on each table. So you can see here, obviously he changed the name to Poop is Delicious, and the group stage is the stage essentially that we were playing. And then you can also, let me bring this over here, you can also sort by table, or you can sort by table, or you can sort by the round of competition. So as your competition unfolds, I can see everything that was played in the group stage, and so you can see these were all the games that were in the group stage. And then this would be, if you sort by table, which is the default, it would be showing what is happening live on the tables as the tournament is going. Alright, so let's go back and hop over to our application here. So what we want to do is let's create a test tournament just for this purpose here. So this is going to be a tutorial test. It's going to be in Anaheim, California, and we can just we'll say this starts at, we'll say it just starts at 11 p.m. Alright, so that's what time our tournament will start here. and then there's going to be one number of tables. There's going to be just one. So we can already kind of see this tutorial test is set up. So let's go ahead. We only had one table, so let's go ahead and see our tables. So our tables here is basically going to be, we can edit it, and there are 3 things that are required. So we do need to change our round, so we can choose group stage like we did before. And then best of 7 or best of 5, you can choose right here. Default is going to be 5. And then the scoreboard direction that it's facing, whether or not it's facing you. And this is just something that we'll get into later, but keep in mind this setting. So I will type in my name here for the player A, and we will do Mario, who's my longtime buddy. He will be player B. And then we can, now that we have that, we can go back and keep score. So we have keep score here. So if we go back to our main screen here, so we can see the tutorial test is already started. So we can either view the tournament, or we can also go to the individual tables, which each table will have an option for a scoreboard, which you can display on the court locally, or you can choose the live stream if you're going to live stream it. And let me just show you briefly. So if you had this one, it would give you this display, and then we can actually show you if we go into our application and we go to see tables and we edited all this information, and then we go to keep score. It'll ask you, would you like to start the game? Yes, you're going to. Who is going to be serving first? So we will say Mario is going to be serving first. And then you can just simply just tap and it will change. And so this is all done basically through the cloud. So if you have any device basically on this web page connected to the internet and everything, this will update the scores pretty much automatically. There's sometimes some lag, but you know, because it's all done through the cloud, but it is pretty much instant most of the time. As you can see, it is pretty fast actually right here. So, and then you can keep on going and it will tell you who is serving. You can see by a little paddle of who is serving, and then when someone finally wins, you can say, are you sure Jack won the game? Yes. And that will start your next game. And then we also have we can switch sides if you need to switch sides manually depending on who's on which side of the table. You have a timeout button, which, are you sure Mario would like to call a timeout? If you hit yes, it'll come up with a timer. And then you can, of course, end the timeout earlier if you would like. And now Mario no longer has a timeout left. So you can basically do this with as many tables as you want. And so now if we go back here, so we were in our scoreboard, and let me just show you our live stream here. And so this is something that you could put inside of you can put it on top of your live stream inside of a free program called Open Broadcast Software. You can go ahead and they have a chance to put a browser over your video, and then you can put this in, so on your live video you would be able to have the score as well. Alright, so that was just a brief look at that. I'll be doing a video later on how to actually use that and set it up within OBS. But for now, let's go ahead and go to view the tournament. So as we saw in the very first game, we did have Jack win over Mario 11-13. And so now let's go ahead and continue the next game. So as you can see, everything is working just fine. You can see table 1, group stage, all the scores are updating live. And so the next question is, well, what if we have like 20 tables and we need an umpire that can umpire on, we need someone who can take the score of 20 tables. So if we go back to my tournaments, and this is if you are the creator of the tournament, if you notice right up here you have tournaments or my tournaments and participating tournaments. And so this is something that you can add. So if you are not the creator of a tournament, so like let's say with the tutorial test, if we go into edit, we are actually able to see our tournament password, and we can actually change that tournament password, and you can make it whatever you want. Doesn't matter. You can even make it without a password, which is what I'm going to do. So it'll just say no password, and we can go back, and then while you're at the tournament you can basically you can either have this open or you can have this allowed to a select group, depending on your tournament type. So if you have a tournament where everyone is normally keeping their own score, you can just make this open to everyone who's playing in the tournament, and then they can all keep score for each other. Or if you have a set number of umpires or volunteers, you can just give them the password and they can keep score for you. So if we go over to our participating tournaments and we hit that plus button, we'll go to our tutorial test, and then we'll hit add to my participating tournaments. It will ask you for the password, which we actually removed the password, so we'll just hit participate. And now if we go back here, we see our tutorial test, and now we will get the same look that we have in our my tournaments here. So it's basically the same screen and basically have the same amount of access. So if you had 20 tables and you needed 20 people, you could just give them the tournament password. They can add it to their own account, and then now they'll be able to umpire for you or take score, and then you can have multiple tables all updating live on your tournament website here. Alright, so once we are done with the tournaments here, we can also, inside of the application, and this is if you have you have to normally have a second screen to display this scoreboard court side, essentially. So if you have a tablet or a monitor or a laptop, there are several different choices. If you have a laptop, you can always use the view here. So if you have a laptop and you want to stream this or have this scoreboard court side, you can always go here. And then there is a go full button on the bottom, which will make it full screen. And so that is one option if you have a laptop or computer. And another option here is we have the table scoreboard tab here. So if you click on that, it will basically bring you to all of the options, or these are all the tournaments that are currently available. So if we expand this, and what we see here, as you can see, it is also able to be displayed here on our phone or tablet, depending on what you have. And this is available both on the Android and iOS. So if you do have an Android tablet or an iPad, you are capable of displaying your scoreboard along with you. The only thing is you do need to have a internet connection. But that is basically just another feature here. If you just tap anywhere on the screen, it will go back, and then we can go back to using our application as normal. So that is basically it. And I know this was probably a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but I will try and make it anyway. But anyway, if you have any questions here, you can always email me. You can always contact me. If you have any feedback, you can always submit feedback. There's a little bit about me here, and then how-to videos will come in the future as I upload them. Alright, so thank you everyone for watching, and I hope Live TT Scoreboard can help you.